The great James Corden is here. He's an award-winning star of theater and film and television. In 2012, he won the Tony Award for his performance in One Man, Two Governors. He beat out acting giants like Philip Seymour Hoffman, James Earl Jones, and Frank Langella. He now hosts The Late Late Show on CBS. March 23rd marked his debut. Here is a look at his journey into late night. So that's how they did it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was all factual. Yeah.
And so you've been doing it how
long? We've done
33
shows, yes. That's it.
And how is it? I mean, has it been beyond expectation? All the fears you had have been subsided?
I don't know if they'll ever fully subside. I think I'll always be quite terrified by it. But, I mean...
Are you terrified about what you're going to do the next time you go and...
I'm often terrified just generally doing it because there's a strange thing making a show like that, which I've never really had before, which I think you probably would associate with this feeling, is when you're making a show like that you do every day, you can feel very much in pre-production like you're just in a team, right. That you are just one of a team, because there's a whole world of people that put this show on. So you really don't feel that pressure that much. It's just you. It's all of us. We're in it together. And then very slowly, people just tap you on the shoulder and go, "Good luck out there. Hey, have a good one. We're rooting for you." Yeah. And then before you know it, you just find yourself on your own behind a curtain going,
"Oh my God.
Oh, we were a team, but now it's really just sitting here." And that's what I've sort of found the hardest thing. But I'm thrilled and overjoyed at the way that people have responded to it.
As you know, as a Brit, that when Churchill assumed the prime ministership right at the beginning of World War II, he said, "Everything I have done has prepared me for this moment."
Yeah.
Did you have any Churchillian sense in you?
I mean, I feel that I shouldn't compare the two.
No, I said sense.
No,
but think of what you had done with your life so far.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like that everything we've done, that everything I've done in my career, whether it be the television shows that I've written at home, or the things that I've acted in, or doing a play like One Man, Two Governors, which was very much myself talking to an audience, that really on this show, what I'm really thrilled about is that we've managed to do so many other things: singing, dancing, sketches, bits, skits, this, that and the other, and that's been the most thrilling discovery of it, really, that the fact that that's been the stuff that people have responded to.
Yeah, but do you have a feeling that you are changing the genre a little bit?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. I mean, you know, I think all shows influence another.
I agree,
you know,
I agree.
So
I mean, David Letterman, who just retired, had done skits from the beginning.
Well, this is the thing.
Going to the top of a building and throwing a watermelon off.
Yeah, well, there's a sort of thing now where people say, or when I've done interviews for the show, people say, "Oh, it's not like it used to be. Now people are just chasing viral hits or whatever, or stuff that people..."
Right. Somebody wrote
and
about
I sort
that
of
in the
think,
New York Times.
Particularly in this last couple of weeks, watching Letterman's, you know, the kind of greatest hits, if you like, over that last couple of weeks. There were bits in that, the bit where he worked in a drive-thru, or he went to Taco Bell, or him and Steve Martin's Big Gay Day Out. Yeah. Those things would have been huge on YouTube. Stupid Pet Tricks. I mean, I sort of feel like YouTube should send David Letterman some money just because, you know, like he almost invented it. Yeah. And I think that's what's happening now. And there's a really interesting interview which Jay Leno showed me, which was 7 years after... Johnny Carson had taken over The Tonight Show, and someone wrote in the newspaper, "When is Mr. Parr coming back to save The Tonight Show? All Johnny Carson does is skits and bits." And Mr. Parr, she referred to him earlier, Mr. used to do proper interviews. Yes. And then, you know, our show is hugely influenced by Jimmy Fallon's show. Jimmy Fallon's show, I imagine, is probably influenced by Ellen. Ellen's show influenced by Letterman. Yeah. You know,
Johnny Carson was influenced by Steve Allen.
Yeah, and all of those things start to you know, influence you, I think.
But it feels comfortable, at least.
I feel a lot more comfortable now, just in the manner that people, in the manner that I'm just overwhelmed by the way that people have responded to the show.
I mean, that's the reason you feel comfortable. I mean, it is the idea that you didn't step on a banana, you didn't do anything, you know, that what people would have said after you've been on. how did this ever happen? Why did they ever think he could do this?
Yeah,
They were in fact saying, look, isn't this interesting what he's doing?
I guess so, and yeah, I'm overwhelmed by that. Really, I'm incredibly relieved and grateful. Yeah.
Could this happen in prime time, a show like this, or is it? You know, Jay Leno tried to do it, but Jay Leno is Jay Leno.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is there something about late night where there's a feeling of freeness and a feeling of?
I think so, and I also think there's a feeling of being the end of someone's day. Yeah. Like, I feel like the change in, or those change. Not that I know anything about the history of late night at all. I don't. I didn't grow up here, but I feel like the change in late night, as opposed to a more positive outlook, a greater sense of warmth and positivity, is just a reflection of what's happening in the world.
Well, especially
today.
now because you've seen because of the immediacy of news. 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
I mean, you're full of that.
Yeah.
And you've seen it all.
Yeah.
It's not just you saw it on a 30-minute newscast. You may have seen it all day.
And what you might want is
and
someone...
online, too, even more so.
You might want just someone who just says...
before you go to bed.
It's going to be all right.
No, yes.
You know? It's going to be all right. And then they wake up to you in the morning and realise it isn't.
No, but I put them to bed too. See?
Yeah, there you go.
Both going away. You know.
Yeah.
But it seems late night either makes you laugh, or it gives you a chance to eavesdrop on something. Makes you laugh, or you can in here they're eavesdropping on something. Getting to know you in a real way rather than in a performing way.
Yeah, I think also the small changes that we've made in our show, as opposed to other things of bringing all our guests out at the same time and things. We would often talk about it in terms of of atmosphere, really, and we would talk about the show going, well, we're on after a talk show. Yeah. There's a talk show on before our show.
Yeah, that's right.
So what shall we do? And we would think, well, what's the show that's before us? It's from a Broadway theatre. Well, where would you go after the theatre? You might go to a bar, or you might go to a comedy club, or either way you'd go to somewhere that's a little more intimate, and you'd probably talk with other people. And so we were like, well, let's make the set feel more intimate. Let's bring our guests out together and make it feel more like an organic conversation, if you like. And that's... and we didn't know quite how people would respond to that. You know, people were gobsmacked that we were even putting our couch the other way. Do you know what I mean? I guess that's the sort of freedom that you feel when you've not grown up here.
Are you fearless?
Oh, no. I'm not fearless by any stretch. No, I'm often full of terror and fear.
I don't mean terror about will I succeed, but terror in being willing to take risk.
Yeah.
Well, you seem to be.
I don't know. I think in all of these things, you have to just sort of Google Earth yourself and realise that it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? And actually, you go. Well, if you what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yes,
you look a fool.
I know.
Well, so what?
And they forget about it tomorrow.
Exactly. So I would just I'll sort of do anything for a laugh. Really, is the truth. Yeah.
How long has that been with you? I'll do anything for a laugh, i.e., or said in a better way, how long has the idea of making people laugh been a source of satisfaction or even ambition?
Well, I think a lot of it comes from school, where I had a very good and positive school experience, but I went to just a very normal, comprehensive school in the UK. And so there was a lot of children per year, per class. And if you look like me, if you're big like me, at school, anything that's different, you're a target for a group of bullies.
So you're a target. And so therefore...
I never got targeted that much, because what I realised quite quickly is, oh, hang on, if I just do something silly and make these guys laugh, then I'll deflect. There's power in that. And what you realise is, if you can say something quite quickly and make a bully feel on his own and ostracised, then bullies go, oh, OK, we'll stay away from him. Yeah. And they'll, chase the kid over there, and you think, oh, man, I'm sorry, as he's running across a playing field being chased by loads of people, think it should have been me. But, it's you're very... I feel very... That's, I think, where it came from, I think.
Is most of the skits that you do, are they carefully scripted out, or are they, or in a general way, or are you just going in there saying, I know how to make fun? If in fact it's about the delivered pizzas, I know how to do that.
Well, all of those things, yeah, it's just a matter of going, well, you want it to feel organic. You want it to feel like we did, I think our 8th episode, we did a show in somebody's house. We got a permit. We got a permit to film on a street in Los Angeles. And we didn't know which house we were going to knock on. We didn't know if anyone would let us in. But we thought, well, let's just do it and go for it and try it. And we ended up, we knocked on one door and they said no. We knocked on one door, there was no one in. And the third door we knocked on, someone said, sure.
Sure, come on in.
So we set up and we just shot the show in somebody's house. And we had pretty much no prep for that, other than Beck was going to play and Jeff Goldblum was going to play, and that we were going to play hide and seek at some point. Like... And
you're going to play hide and seek at some point.
Well, that's, that's
what you do in a house like that.
Yeah, but those things make me feel like those are the things, those things that I saw on David Letterman's show, I find absolutely inspiring. His interaction with people and getting out on the street and just doing stuff and being a citizen of the world, really. And we do a thing on our show called Take a Break, where we just go to someone's work and say, do you need a break? I'll step in for you. I'll cover your shift. Yeah. And they leave, and I'll just cover the shift for an hour. And it's not scripted. We don't know what's going to happen. We know nothing. We did it once in a mattress shop, and there were only literally 4 customers in the whole house. It was just me and the owner of the shop, like cuddling on a bed. That's kind of it, really. But that's when I feel like late night has a ability.
Are you going to continue to have time? You're doing the show. It's like a part-time job for you.
Yeah, no, it really is, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
tell the truth. It's a part-time job for you.
Yeah,
you're going to make movies, and you're going to do specials, and you're going to make documentaries.
Well, I feel like I really have to give everything... I have to give all of my focus to this show right now. I just do. And then my time that isn't there, I really owe it to my family to be with them. But I do hope that further down the line, it's a dream of mine to host the Tony Awards. Like, I'd give anything to host that show. I remember when I went...
What does that say about you? I mean, tell Dr. Rose what that says about you.
That's why I like being the centre of attention, Charlie. That's, I think, what it says about me. But I don't know that anyone was... Well, I don't know that anyone was thinking, I wonder if this guy enjoys people looking at him.
But you like being at... No, but the Tony Awards, because it's singing and dancing and it's acting and it's
I also
live
think
performance, it's everything.
Yeah, I also think it's the best award show on TV because it's got a huge... There's a massive element of performance. I mean, award shows by their very nature are very, very indulgent things. Was it Billy Crystal who said, this is what people need to turn on the TV and see a group of millionaires giving each other gold statues, which I think is one of the greatest lines I've ever heard. But the Tony Awards, and also...
Everybody loves a good contest.
And I love Broadway and I love the theatre so much, and
that's my point.
I've had the best times of my life in this city, working in those kind of 12 streets of New York. And
I was the introducer of John Oliver, who just won a Peabody.
Yes.
A Peabody.
Yeah.
But what made me think about him was that he so genuinely loves being in America.
Yeah.
You feel the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just loves the fact that he's here.
Well, for me, it's just genuinely a thrill to even come to America. Like, it really, really is. So to live here with my family at the age that they are, my son is 4 and my daughter is 7 months old, it's almost too much for me to think. It feels like an absolute privilege to come here, let alone work here, let alone have your own show here. Is almost too much for me to think about sometimes. And I feel very, very lucky to have had the experience of living in New York twice. I feel very lucky to be having the experience I am right now of living in Los Angeles, and then on top of that to be able to, if only for a fraction of people who live here, to talk to them every night is almost too much for me to take in.
It's great.
I'm excited to see where the show goes and what kind of fun we can have with it. you know, I want to do. You'll come and do a skit one day, right? We'll do a skit together.
Only if I can do a skit.
Yeah, well, yeah, great. I'll get my thinking cap on. Yeah.
Great to have you here.
Always a pleasure. It really, really is.
James Corden from The Late Late Show.